Alright everyone, welcome to Seb VR. The first thing you need to get your hands on those sweet PC VR games is of course a gaming computer. Since Quest 2 runs at almost 4K resolution at 90Hz, you need a pretty good one to take full advantage of high fidelity games. Once you have your gaming PC, it's time to decide between wired and wireless, Oculus Link or virtual desktop. I'm going to start with Oculus Link because that's the quickest and easiest way to get set up. First, head over to oculus.com/setup and download the Oculus Link software. Install it and then connect your Quest to your PC using whichever USB cable you have acquired. Put your Quest 2 on your face and click OK or allow on any pop-up in the headset. And enable Oculus Link, either from the pop-up, but if you aren't quick enough, you can enable it like this as well. You are now in your PC VR environment, and you could just crack on from here, but I'd suggest tweaking your settings first. So, take off your headset again, and in the Oculus software on your PC, go to Devices, click this arrow up here, and scroll down to Graphics Preferences. The numbers here will depend on your PC's hardware, and this is quite interesting. When you change the refresh rate, i.e. the hertz, the resolution for 1x on the slider changes too. So it seems it doesn't refer to super sampling in the traditional sense, but instead what's recommended for your PC. If I select 90Hz for instance, the 1x resolution is clearly below the Quest 2's native resolution. Not sure why they made it like that, but it's worth keeping in mind. Of course, if you want, you can ignore the recommended settings and go nuts with both refresh rate and super sampling, but remember that the refresh rate you choose is the FPS your PC needs to keep for a smooth experience with no stuttering, and we are pushing quite a lot of pixels here. Choose your settings wisely. Click save and restart, and then you're done. Easy. Alright, time for some wireless PC VR with virtual desktop. Instead of a USB cable, you now need a router close at hand, and I do mean close at hand, preferably in the same room as you play your VR. You don't need a super fancy one, but it has to have 5 GHz, and ideally your Quest should be the only thing connected to the router on the 5 GHz band, and then everything else on the 2.4 GHz band. The reason for that is that you need as little interference as possible and as low latency as possible. If you have a Wi-Fi 6 router, that's even better, but it's not mandatory. By the way, your PC really should be connected to your router by cable for this to work well. First, you need to install these ABD drivers on your PC. The link is in the description. Right-click the file called Android WinUSB and choose Install. Now it's time to buy virtual desktop in the Oculus store on your Quest. It costs 20 bucks, and that's probably the best 20 bucks you'll ever spend in the Oculus store. Now we need SideQuest. Use the timestamps to skip ahead if you already have it. To install SideQuest, you first have to enable developer mode on your Quest. And don't worry, this is just a formality, you don't have to be a developer. Go to developer.oculus.com/manage/organization/create and log in if you haven't already. Then you choose a name for your organization, which can be just about anything because we don't actually have an organization. Check the box and click submit. Now you have to go into the Oculus app on your smartphone. Make sure you have Bluetooth on and that your Quest is turned on too. Press settings in the bottom right corner, then the little arrow here, more settings and developer mode. Make sure this switch is turned on, then restart your Quest. Now we can install SideQuest. Head over to sidequestvr.com and click Get SideQuest. Download for Windows or whatever OS you use and install. When done, click Finish to run the program. Now it's time to connect your Quest to your PC. Again, make sure you have restarted your Quest after enabling developer mode. Inside your Quest, a box will pop up for you to accept. It will say USB debugging. Tick Always Allow from this computer and click Accept. Now go back to SideQuest and you can see that instead of saying Not Detected in the top left corner, it will now say Oculus Quest 2, or just Oculus Quest if you're rocking the OG model. The installation process is now complete. Alright, we're almost there. Now you have to patch Virtual Desktop using SideQuest. Just type in Virtual Desktop in the search bar, click on Virtual Desktop VR patch and install to headset. Then you need the Streamer app on your PC. Go to vrdesktop.net, download and install. You always have to run the Streamer app when using Virtual Desktop. In the Streamer app, I suggest these settings and remember to set your Oculus username too. Put your Quest 2 on your face and run Virtual Desktop. You can play around with the settings here to find what works best for you. The trick is to get as high graphics as possible while still maintaining high FPS and low latency. While tinkering with settings, enable the performance overlay. For me, cranking the settings up to 100 bitrate and 90 FPS, I end up getting 50 ms. And for reference, my router is over there. It's not a Wi-Fi 6 router, but my Quest 2 is the only thing connected to the 5 GHz band. If I lower the settings to 70 bitrate and 80 FPS, I only get 7 less ms. In the end, it's up to you what settings you prefer. In Lone Echo, 50 ms is fine. But in a faster paced game, lower latency might be worth sacrificing visual quality for. Okay, one last reminder before we finish. Do not forget to run the Streamer app on your PC before starting Virtual Desktop on your Quest every time. Alright, that's it for PC VR on Quest 2. Seb, out.